Hello, everybody. Welcome to, sorry about the voice here. Welcome to, oh, that's what's going on. I got my echo on there. That's nice. Welcome to the live stream. Um, this will be the first of many live streams where I'll be working on the comic book Roger Ryder and I are working on, ANTE, Steam Junk Western. So today, I was wanting to have this the underdrawing done before I started inking today, but just encountered a couple of issues. So what I'm going to start off doing today is I'll be transferring my drawing onto uh, comic book paper, and I've already noticed something that's wrong, so I'm going to have to mess around with something here. Well, it'll give me a chance to show you what's going on. I imagine since this is the first time I'm doing this, I will encounter lots and lots and lots of problems. But first off, I've got a light box here that I've constructed, homemade. It's got LED lights inside of it, battery operated. And so I've got this comic paper here, matches up. And then I'm just gonna get that lined up there. There we go. All right. So one thing that's a bit challenging is that, oh, it's not really challenging. Hey, what's up, Low Spec? Thanks for joining. Hey, what's up, Roger? um, yeah, this is like paper that Japanese, like they use over here in Japan. It's got all the units in millimeters, and it's got all the units that are set up basically for a manga size. So I have to make a couple of little adjustments over here for the proportions that we're going to be using for our comic book, which are going to be 6.625 centimeters by, where did it go? No, I'm sorry, 16.8275 centimeters by 26.035 centimeters, which is your traditional trade paperback graphic novel, 6.625 inch by 10.25 inch format. So what I'm going to do today is I have to make my own little grid outline on here with each piece of paper because the manga style ones use different gridding, and then just yeah, work with that. So this is a pretty simple layout that it's not too complicated. So I figured this would be it's basically the first one of the book. So um, yeah, I'm just going to work on this one today. And I know it's going to be a little bit difficult to see what I'm actually drawing because I'm using these blue turquoise Stedler. Um they're not graphite, but here we go. Turquoise Prismacolor drawing leads. Now I saw Ethan Van Sciver using these on his stream. It's just a light blue one, and yeah, just like for um I've explained before, I like to have some liberty when it comes to my inking. So the it doesn't have to be like spot on, like um, every single line is it going to be translated whenever I do whenever I go to the inking. There's going to be some liberty to do some improv with my yeah, how I apply my inks. So I'm just gonna try to get the general feel, uh, and then roll with that. Somebody was mentioning up on YouTube as well. Um, they put a comment on there like they saw me do my mural in Ultimate, and they're like, "Wow, you did some overpainting. You're really like, it's amazing the overpainting I did." Well, basically, I would have something down, and I would paint it, and then I wasn't happy with it, so I would go back over it with a paint right over it. I mean, I would spend maybe an hour or two on one place and just like take a look at it, go, "Nah, that's not doing it. Let's change that." And then yeah, and yeah, that could be a bit freaky, but if you feel the need to do it, you gotta go with it. So these are all storyboard sketches that I've been working on for the past few months, maybe more than that. And so I find whenever I'm doing my uh, the pencil work for these as well, I'll um, again I'll take liberties there and alter some things as I'm going, so it's not going to look exactly like the original storyboard artwork. I think that's fun though. Those are my boundaries. Okay, cool. Yeah. Again, I'm not getting too difficult. These they need erasers for paint. Erasers for paint, man. Uh, yeah, it's called more paint. And uh, there we go. Yeah, basically eraser for paint or more paint. The great thing about doing this drawing over this too, it helps you clean up things. Thanks everybody for joining, and I hope you're. Sorry, I'm going to be getting into the inking here probably within about. I would say about. Oh shoot! Problem with these Prismacolor pencils, they're very fragile, and another thing is they're expensive, um, especially because they're all imported. They don't have them domestically here in Japan. So what I do is I have a sandpaper block here. Instead of using the pencil sharpener, I just go in there, uh, turpentine, that's right, period, or stripper. So I use the sanding block. Sorry, I use the sanding block so I could preserve my lead. So if I just take it to a pencil sharpener, it's just gonna eat it all up. Now, whenever we were in college, we weren't allowed to use pencil sharpeners. We had to use our X-Acto blade or a utility knife. Whereas I find those you use a lot as you. Oh, thanks for pushing that, posting that up there. I find that you lose a lot also whenever You use a utility knife to cut them. So yeah, I tend to this. Hey, welcome, Parrot Head. Yeah, I tend to use this this sanded block to preserve. Preserve this lead because it is valuable. So my idea here is to, um, and I've been discussing this with Roger as well, but to have print these out at the printers on some kind of uh, durable paper, and then taking those and painting directly onto those because I've been practicing with printing on, painting using acrylics and matte medium and color pencils lately, and I want to use that on the final version. And I've tried painting on this comic paper before, and it doesn't take kindly. It doesn't take kindly to paints. It'll buckle. Does okay with inks. It does okay with inks, but when it comes to acrylic paints, it'll buckle. Yeah. Yeah. Again, sorry if I'm not interacting with as much today, but whenever I start working on this stuff, I'm gonna. It's a bit more difficult to look up and see what's happening with the chat. But again, appreciate you guys coming out here. Yeah, paper is different for laser printers, but you could use a variety of papers for laser printing as well. We used to do it back in college when all we had to work with was physical media. So yeah, there's not just like one kind of paper that you could use for the laser printers. Yeah, so if you guys give the stream a like here, thumbs up, share it, throw it out there in the ether. Um, Again, this is the first time I've ever done a live stream like this, where or a live stream like this. I mean, like where I'm working on this process. Usually, I just have a blank piece of white paper, and I have you know just a reference photo to work from, and then I just you know work and get my image, and then yeah. So this is a bit new for me, but hope you guys can find some kind of enjoyment out of it. Again, this is going to be a very simple. A very simple drawing for this spread. And for further ones to come in the future, I want to have this drawing done before I come in and start the live stream. All right, I think I'm about done here. Yeah, there we go. That should work. All right. So what I'll do is just turn off the light and make sure everything's working. So that's this is a look at the drawing that I just did from the underdrawing. And what I'll probably do later on is go in there and digitally add gutters uh, and mess around with zooming in, and so I just want to get down. I just want to try this out, see how it works. All right. So now next step, I'm going to remove this. So the idea that Roger and I were throwing about for this comic, we're going to be going doing an Indiegogo and some perks. One of the ideas that we're throwing around is having original artwork as one of the perks, which I think would be really exciting. Um, and we would have like two different versions. We were talking about possibly having two different versions of the black and white, and then the black and white, and also um, the final colored version. All right, there's that is. That's from here. So what I did is I arranged these again and printed them out on A4 paper. I'm not working at 100%. I'm working at 119%. Because I want to work large. It just feels so constricting to work small. So I'll work large, and then whenever I scan that in and put it on the computer, I'll shrink everything down. So this is my light box right here. There's a light box, handmade. It's a pretty big light box. Get that out of the way. We go turn on the light. Hey, Tom, if you wanna hop on, I'll send you a I don't know what your schedule's like, but, I'll send you a link. Yeah, I'm always at 119%, man. 120%. Alright, let me move my table up here real quick. Nope, it didn't work. That's better. Alright. Okay, so now I'm gonna tape this down. I don't think the inking is gonna make this buckle much, but just to be safe, always better be safe than sorry. And I don't think I really have to worry about things bleeding over. I just don't want the paper to buckle. I don't think it's gonna buckle, not with this ink. Now, if I was working on a final piece that I wanted to have really, really crisp edges, then yeah, I would allow for I would, mask those off, but for this, I'll just go over the rulers. There we go. That'll work. Alright. Okay. Alright. So I was actually up on I hopped into Wakizushi's, stream last night. Oh, okay, see you in a bit, Tom. He's a really cool guy. Alright, where am I at here? Let's turn on this light. It'll work. Just the camera. There you go, that'll work. That's good enough. I say that, but I have to have it perfectly. Get this adjusted here in a second. That's another reason I wanna have my drawing done beforehand so I don't have to do all this adjustment live. That'll work. Okay. Alright, there we go. Let's get started. For my inking, like always, I'll be using this Aishi Comic Art ink. Comic Super Black. It's super black. Not only is black, it's super black. Right. And with this new technique that I've got going on, a lot of these, the actual um, a lot of the black inks are going to be lost. So I don't want to spend like a whole lot of time inking because a lot of it's just going to get, it's going to get erased whenever I do the coloring, painting. So I just basically want to get the contours down and maybe just like a little bit of, it's not going to be the way that most comic books look. So for example, the piece that I just finished yesterday, where's it at? It's like this style. So you could see some of the inking in the figure, but in the just a very hint of it in some of the background uh, figures. But for the most part, the inking is lost. Or I'll ink it once, then I'll paint it, and then I'll ink over it again because I use acrylics and matte medium, which you can paint on top of. All right. Yeah, but if any of you out there have a question about the comic or any questions in general, feel free to ask. Um, I don't think I'll be on here too long today. Maybe until right before lunchtime here. So I'll be done in about an hour and a half, hour and a half. Um, Again, I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation when it comes to my coloring. Exactly how I'm going to be doing that. Oh, what's that? There we go. Again, welcome everybody. Thanks for dropping by. So this is going to be basically the kind of like an opening monologue. Uh, Kind of sets the story, the setting, first few pages, and then yeah, and then from there we'll be getting into the core of the story. All together, we're looking at 52 pages, excluding this kind of intro section to it. I want to have this kind of like a hard, gritty looking kind of guy. There we go. Oh, there you are, Roger Ryder.
Hey,
Hey, Sherry, how's it going? Thank you for dropping by.
yeah, no problem, man. Oh, lovely Sherry. Hello. Yeah. That's,
And you,
hey,
and you.
make yourself full screen. You don't need to see me.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm working with my left hand here.
Oh, gotcha.
There we go. There we go.
No,
All right.
just make it full. Just make it full.
Uh, how do I do that?
On your little picture at the bottom, the top left corner.
Yes, yes, yes. I always forget to do that. Oh, there we go. Cool, man. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Yeah, a little tired. Had a bit of an unfortunate act. Well, not an unfortunate incident on Instagram last night.
Uh-oh.
I think it's kind of maybe the same situation that you might be familiar with.
Oh yeah.
But luckily, I avoided uh, getting duped. I I uh, I put up that new picture I did. This one right here. Um, this guy put that one up on Instagram, and all of them are for sale. And then I had somebody contact me and said, "Oh, I really love your artwork. It's really fantastic. Is it for sale?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, it is." And they said, "Wonderful. Do you ship to the U.S.?" And it's like, "Yeah." I told them my prices, and I told them that I shipped to U.S. before, and how much that goes for. And they were like, "Great. I would love to buy this one from you." I said, "Yeah, it'll cost about $40 shipping." Uh, and then I told the price of the artwork. And then they're like, "Okay, just yeah, how do you pay?" And I was like, "Well," they're like, Do you do PayPal?" I was like, "Oh yeah." And then they said, "Okay, just send me your we're ready to put the funds in and you know send it your way." I was like, "Awesome." And then yeah, so I sent them, and then they sent me back like a message saying, "Oh, I got this error. I need you to send me a code." And I was like, "No,
Oh wow.
this is they're trying to break into my PayPal account." So I said, "Well, normally people don't ask me for that, and um, yeah, if you could send me your address, I'll send you a link for a payment request." And then never heard back from them. And then I went and checked out their profile, which looked legit beforehand. And then I went and checked out their profile after that, and they had deleted it because they had a bunch of they were following a bunch of people, and a bunch of people were following them. So I was thinking, okay, this looks pretty legit. They had some pictures on there that looked, legit. It all looked kosher. And then yeah, it was a scam artist that had been doing their research very well.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
didn't fall for it.
I don't really do Instagram too much, but like, could they have just blocked you, or did they actually delete it?
No, they deleted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, they didn't block me. Um, and yeah, it was unfortunate. But there you go. Had my hopes up, and I just got burnt down.
Well, I mean, at least it wasn't worse, right?
Yeah, at least they did. Yeah, just yeah. But I double checked because I don't know what like the extent of damage they could do. I didn't tell them any passwords or anything like that, and that's what they were trying to get from me. They sent me um like because what they do is they said they request for a password uh change, right? Because they use my email address to get a password to change my password, right? Because if you want to change your password, you have to submit an email address. And what
Mm,
that does when you redo that, it says, "Okay, we've sent it to your number, right? Your phone number." They said, "Oh, so your phone number ends in this, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you shouldn't know that." Um, yeah, so they were trying to get me to send a password exchange so they could break into my account.
wow.
Didn't work. Oh well.
Shady people
Yeah,
out
very.
there.
Yeah, there's a lot of them on Instagram, man. A lot of them. Like there's so many accounts uh, where basically to check them out. They're following a ton of people, and yet they have hardly any followers, and and they'll just send you messages like "Hi," uh, like they'll just say like "Hi," and they'll ask you how old you are, ask if you're married, and they'll just like just leave me alone. You guys, I don't understand.
Yeah, those are
Yeah,
the kinds I get,
yeah,
but
those are all.
I don't have any artwork or anything for sale, so
Yeah, I just recently have been getting those, and maybe it's because they're getting a little bit more traction. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's a pain in the ass and a disappointment because it seemed legit, you know.
yeah,
And then, oh well, what can you do? But yeah, enough of that. Let's get into this.
that's right.
Yeah, so this is just the very first page. What I went and did is I'm taking all the storyboards and hey, what's up, Toxic? Welcome. Thanks, dude. Um, oh, I just noticed something's happening there. That's not good. Oh well, I'll mess with that. Um, uh, I went in, took the storyboards, cut them up, made them all proportional, and then printed that back out, and then put that underneath the this paper here and traced over it. Yeah, I know it sounds like a little bit of a complicated process, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I like doing the whole tracing. Um, what happens like and this goes for like logo design or other illustration work. You do your initial work and it's really rough, and then you take that in and then and you trace over that, and then it gets cleaned up. It has like a nicer look to it, but at the same time, while you're doing that, you can you kind of mess around with things and you change things as you're drawing.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna ask. Like, I know you don't like. You like when you use reference photos or whatever, and you're like,
Yeah,
you know, I want to stay true to it, but that also kind of limits your creativity. I was
yeah, yeah.
wondering your take on that as far as, like tracing over your own work or.
Oh,
if
no,
you were
no,
just
trace
gonna
yeah.
like look at the thumbnails you did and just kind of make your own from that or like a new one.
Well, yeah, that would just, like, um um, what I find is that, the thumbnails, um, whatchamacallit, um well, the thumbnails I'm working on for this one are actually quite
Detailed.
not fi yeah, they're quite detailed. So when I blow those up, and I do the pencil, this blue pencil, I'm gonna be taking a lot of, like, I'm not exactly tracing, I'm using it as a reference, and then as I'm drawing over it, I'm gonna change things as I'm doing it, like, "Oh, I wanna make this bigger," or, "I don't like this here, I'm gonna move that." And then as I'm drawing, I'm also, adding things, removing things, changing places a bit. So, in essence, it's not exactly the same, but,
Yeah, I'm sorry if I insulted you by saying tracing.
no, it's not assault.
And that
It's
just
just
makes me
it's what
think
you
of
do.
I don't know, whatever Jane Silent Bob movie it was from
Yeah.
with Ben Affleck. He's like, I'm an inker. You're a tracer for a comic. I'm an inker.
Was that, Jay and Silent Bob Returns?
I think it might have been,
Yeah.
but I think they also might have done that gig in or that gag in like Chasing
Clerks?
Amy.
Oh, yeah, 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 Chasing Amy, yeah. Um, no, so, yeah, so if this was so, yeah, if there was, like, a guy who's doing the pencils, and then I was doing the inking, then yes, I would be directly, like, one for one, uh,
Right.
yeah, tracing that and, not having any liberties with it whatsoever. But that's the difference whenever you're doing your own work, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not,
Well, I mean, you'd be like undermining like whoever's work before
yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not constricted to that. That's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not constricted to that, so you know, I can, have liberties with, um, yeah, with the inking and where the drawing goes. But, whatchamacallit, I'm gonna take a quick hair dryer to this. I don't wanna problem with, you working with a dip pen, uh, in contrast to, a Copic pen like this, is a Copic pen, you're not going to get it to, like, build up, and then if you put your hand on it, it's gonna smudge. It won't do that with a Copic pen, but with dip pens, sometimes the ink kind of beads up or you get, like, an excess, and then when you run your hand over it, you'll see, like, a smudge on your hand, and there's a big smudge on the paper.
Yeah.
That's always fun. Yes, I'm just trying to avoid that. How was your weekend? Oh, you're still in your weekend, aren't you? Is it Monday? It's Monday
It,
here, Sunday for you, right?
Sunday night,
Okay.
going on
Did you have a
9 o'clock here.
did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, yeah, good
Cool,
weekend.
cool, cool. And
Did a lot of family stuff today.
there you go.
Um, what else I do? Dude, I can't remember like what I did this morning, you know what I mean? Like so to
I
think
hear
back
you.
a day or two is pretty tough, but it wasn't a bad one, so
That's good.
yeah. How about you?
Yeah, just, we had, like, huge day of rain yesterday, so just kinda stayed inside. What did I do Saturday? Oh, man. I just
Getting
been
old
drawing.
getting old getting old is fun.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. On Saturday, I just basically worked on oh, no, I know what I did on Saturday. I recovered from a hangover.
Hey.
Oh, man, my friends came over on Friday night for barbecue, and we did barbecue. Then we had poker afterwards. We played some poker, and then oh yeah, like um, so yeah, I had a little too much to drink that night, and then Saturday I kind of battled through it and tried to get some artwork done. So I started on this that picture, my latest one, um, that night, and then um, woke up early next day and then worked on that Sunday.
Yeah,
Well,
that last piece, I mean, that
yeah,
looks great.
yeah,
It looks real, but like like what you're saying about the lines earlier,
yeah,
like there's not really in the background. I mean, that's kind of a comic book thing too, right? Where like
yeah.
maybe not the lines so much, but you know, things in the background don't get as much detail or
Hmm, hmm.
uh, you know, a different perspective. Maybe they're, you know, hello, Mrs. Flu.
Oh, Mrs. Flu is here too. Wow. Hey, look at that. Hello. Welcome. Thank you.
But, you know, they're distinctly different from the background to the foreground. So
Right, right.
I think that's a good look.
And so yeah, that style, dude, I'm just really, really like gravitating towards it. It's just it's fun and it's just like right down my alley. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And
I mean,
it feels like every time I do another piece, it feels like I'm building on top of, getting like experience points.
yeah. Well, I mean, you were doing acrylics with water before, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, is it like a big shift?
it's huge.
Huge?
Night
Oh,
it's night
okay.
and day.
Oh, wow.
So basically what working with the acrylics allows me to do with this mat is I build like layering is so much more easier because right, the Adventures of the Flu Family. Okay, hey, I'm up for it. Count me down. Can you see the sheet on here? So that sheet is created by the matte medium, and as you're painting with it, what it's what it does is it like instantly it dries really quickly, and then it creates a film over the paint. That water doesn't do that. Water relies on the uh like basically like the plastic elements within um the paint itself, the pigment with the acrylic. They there's like a plastic kind of feel to it, but that takes a while to dry, and it's not as good when it comes to the layering, I feel like. But with the matte medium in there, I put one down and it dries immediately. And so I'm basically working on another canvas on top of it. It's really I don't think it's a little difficult to understand, but it just makes that layering process so much more quicker and efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of like waiting, you know,
Yeah, there's the waiting and there's also just like it
when you would reapply, you would pick it up kind of thing.
well, it wouldn't as much pick up, but it wouldn't adhere to it as well.
Oh, okay. So the new stuff wouldn't be uh
Yeah, it doesn't adhere to it as well, and then what happens is that you, kinda, like, slides around or you don't get, oh, thank you, Mrs. Flu, that's very kind of you. Um, it what's the what I'm trying to say here? It just doesn't adhere as well, and you don't feel that whenever you're working with the matte medium, it has this adhesive to it, and it just grasps onto the paint, and then you get a better whenever you're layering, it feels like with the water, one, like I'm layering and layering, but nothing's really happening. I'm not getting that layering effect that I'm looking for, but whenever I do it with the matte medium, it's, like, instantaneous.
oh, okay. Well,
So, for example, if I were to put down, say, an ink I'm like, "Oh, I don't like that ink spot there." And then I put a layer of matte medium, and then I paint on top of that, and it, like, covers it up well. Whereas if I was only using water, I would have to do, like, layer after layer after layer after layer, and it still wouldn't get it.
I gotcha.
Yeah, this is one of those I'm sure somebody else could explain a lot better than I just did, but, yeah, that's the best I can do for now.
Well, the sheen looks like a comic book kind of page anyway, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a good look.
Yeah, and that'll be good too whenever I go to, because these ones are just mainly for I'm making them to sell. They're not part of a comic book. They're not part of a story. They're just like individual pieces for people to put in a frame and throw up on the wall. And so so yeah, I like to have that look to it because it has that finished look to it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, that looks like a very finished piece.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's doing its work. So. And again, I get this from David Finch. He's a comic book artist, amazing comic book artist, pro, and he has a bunch of um, artists come on and do like, and they're guests for his live art stream. And it was funny, like as soon as I found him, I was watching an Ethan Van Sciver EVS live drawing stream, and somebody super chatted him and said, uh, "What do I do if I want to become an artist? Where should I start?" And he's like, "Well, you don't really need to go to school to do this kind of stuff anymore. You can just go on the YouTube and find all kinds of stuff there." And then the first person that he dropped out, the first person he name dropped was David Finch. So I was like, "Awesome, I'm in the right direction."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So
I mean, speaking of that, I mean, can you just like watch someone and kind of like figure out what they're doing, or do you like
yeah,
you said that one guy kind of like was explaining what he was doing, right?
yeah, yeah. These guys explain what they're doing, and some of them they don't. They just like draw, and then you could watch them and observe and see what they do, and yeah, you don't necessarily have to listen to what they're. You don't necessarily need an explanation. You can just see what they're working with, and um, and they don't always do this technique that I'm doing lately. He practices with multiple techniques, like he uses airbrush or um, he uses a lot of colored pencils as well, which I picked up from him. And one problem that I was having with my colored pencils, and I didn't realize that it was because of this, is you need like some kind of um, tooth surface, a surface with a tooth on it. Well, I knew I needed that, but I didn't know that I could use colored pencils on top of matte medium. And sure enough, I used this matte medium right here. This one. There you go. And this one says Tsiakeshi, which means it's matte. And this is your transparency. And then this is oh my gosh, what is that? How do you say that in English? I forget. Um, Yeah, so you put that down, and you could do colored pencils on top of it, Prismacolor pencils. And I was like, "Holy cow! I wish I would have known this a long time ago. Why didn't they tell me this in college?" Maybe they did, and I just didn't hear them. I don't know. But so yeah, that was a lucky thing to find out. Dude, I'm basically finished with my inking here. I might, because the thing with I'm gonna do more with the inkings. I'm gonna make them better in black and white, Tom, because I know you kind of want to, yeah. But like for these kind of pictures, I do very minimal inking. I just basically do contour lines like this, and then I rely on the um I I don't rely as much on the contrast with the black and white with the inks as I do with the paint. I leave it up to the paint, but I could put some more. Because the great
Yeah.
thing about this matte medium thing is I can go back in and put a matte over, like a layer over the ink, the black part and then just cover that up easily. Whereas before I couldn't do that. Just couldn't. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just mess around with that today.
Yeah, I mean,
Right here.
I I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like you know, the problem is like even if I give this, for example, if I give this line some weight right here, right? See how I'm giving this some weight right now?
Yeah.
Whenever it comes down to it, I'll probably cover that up whenever I do the painting process. But you can enjoy it as a, I could try to make it look really good, black and white, like almost like a finished piece, black and white. So that way, if we wanted to use this on, uh, what should we call it, um, uh, a perk for Indiegogo,
Yeah.
uh, the black and white can still work as a perk for Indiegogo, and it won't just be a really simple contour line. I'll put some more effort into it. But I imagine some of these are going to get lost once I put down the paint. But that's okay.
Yeah. Uh, you might be mad at me.
What's going on?
I'm just thinking of the first line and the expression on his face, and they don't really like match. At
Oh, okay.
least for that first, like for that first one, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
A,
yeah.
a warm welcome, and he's got this like,
Oh, yeah. Well, I could easily change that.
okay,
Yeah. And again, a lot of these things I don't think are going to be final. Um, yeah, we'll give him a warm welcome. We'll lift up the eyes. Yeah.
yeah. Well, no, I'm just thinking too, like it's a warm welcome, and then like it goes to that confused look, and then
Yeah.
more to like a serious look. So I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
it'd give
Yeah.
like three different expressions.
I got you.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Don't
off the
don't
stream.
kill me. I'll
You're off the
try. I'll
stream.
try.
You're being
I'll
kicked off.
try and get these all out of the way before you.
Hey, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's what it's all about. Yeah, I could easily go in there with. I've got these nice little white pens, which you can also paint over. So no problem. No problem at all.
All right. All right. Glad to see that you got answers for my my requests, shall we say.
I got you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can go in there and fix that. It's not the end of the world.
So, okay, so with you kind of doing these darker lines now, you said you can still get the end product you want with the
Oh yeah,
matte
yeah.
mediums,
Yep,
or
yep. And that's the one thing I was experimenting with. So yeah, I could easily, if I end up not even using this, right? Let's say I change this and I don't want to use this. I could actually show that right now, but I'll show it on a different piece of paper. So let's see. Oh, this isn't professional grade. Oh, I had one earlier that I messed up on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so this piece of comic paper got bent. So for example, if I put down this black blob right here, right, and then I go in here and ink, and I just dry it up. There we go. Do 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 do. Should have put some much ink on there. Wait a second. Dry it off a bit. All right. Dry, you bastard. And another thing that the matte medium does too is like another problem I was having with things is I would work with paint and then I would add some ink on it, but the ink itself has a sheen to it, whereas the paint is matte. The acrylic paint I use is matte, and so what would happen is like the inks would really stand out over the paint. But I just put one coat of the matte medium over it, and it kills that sheen from the ink, and everything looks like it. There's no difference with the gloss. Everything's the same, has the same gloss to it.
Okay.
And then when I was finished with this one, on the entirety, I put one big huge uh, matte medium varnish on top of it. That way, it all is very consistent. I like these guys in the background. They're like statues of old.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. All right.
Does
Yeah. So
it
this
does it like build up as far as
it
like
can build. It can build
bumpy?
up if you're too liberal with it. If you're putting, it's really difficult to. It can build up if you put like tons and tons and tons on top of it. But what I and again with this picture in particular, I made that mistake with the face. I was having some trouble. But what I did is I did some experimentation, and I found, just went in there with the palette knife, this guy right here, and just scraped it off. And it revealed the paint underneath and the layers underneath. And I just scraped that off and went back at it again. Problem solved. Yeah. So it's all just experimentation. So now, here I'll just, yeah, experimenting, finding the. Oh, hey, what's up, Grant? How you doing? Yeah, yeah. It's different. But yeah, I think I found my niche. It just, the what I was doing before with acrylic inks is I was having real trouble building them up and giving them this 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 opaque, um, like they felt like they were too transparent, and this method allows them to get opaque, and it gives them more volume, which I like. I felt like they had
Right
less
on.
volume before. What's that?
I said right on. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, right on. All right, so yeah, so here's this little black blob of ink, and then I'm going to go over it with some matte medium here, and then just throw that on top of it. And then matte medium is also acrylic based, so take that, hit it with the dryer, and it dries pretty much instantly. Yeah, and when you oh, hello, why are you gay? Oh, there we go. Look at that. Okay.
Making
This-
friends.
Hey, do I have a troll in my chat? That's actually kind of an honor.
You're big time now.
Yeah, man. If I get a troll, Michael knows the insane witch king. If I get a troll, that means I'm up in my game. Hell yeah. All right, so there we go. So you see now, it's uh, still black. It's still black too, like really rich black. And I'm gonna go in there with I don't know. Let's just do some orange, and we'll bring out a little bit of white too. It's always helpful to have some white as well. It's always helpful to have white. And of course, I'd actually be working with matte medium with this. I'd be mixing matte medium with this as I was going, but oh shoot, that's got lots of. Yeah. And then there you go. Look at that, right on top of it. And this is just one layer. If I did that without matte medium, I would have to do this like 5 or 6 times just to get this. And this is without any matte medium in my acrylic as well. So now if I added matte medium to this acrylic as I was doing it, this would actually be even more opaque. So there you go. So I can paint right over it. There you go. And then
There you go.
if I add like a little bit of white to this, and again, because white just makes it your paints. I should have gotten that water. And another problem with water when you're using water and doing this is it causes your paints to thin out too much. and they just kind of spread around. So instead of having water, you just use your matte medium again. Open the sesame, and then you mix that with your paints as you're going, and then that gives it sticks better, it adheses better. So then now I just come in here. So now it's got that the matte medium's got that adhesive in it. So now when I dry this off, if I would have done that first, it would have been better. But oh well.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I'm not a troll. I could be if you want it. Might be fun. Oh, I'll go to Universal Studios if I want to go have fun.
well, thank you for humoring this tangent.
Oh yeah. No, but I was just like, there we go. Look at that. Oh, I should have mixed that with matte medium again. Yeah. But if you put down even I just put like a really big blotch of black there, and you could still a soothing voice. Well, thank you. I don't think I've ever been told that before. Actually, I have. Some people just have me on and go to sleep. Sounds of the Jinja Ninja in their ears. Yeah, so I could fix that expression if needs be, which I will. Or maybe it's just like, aha, warm welcome. It's an angry warm welcome.
Very angry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Alright.
I'm like trying to do three things at once right now. So,
What are you doing?
uh, Nunya.
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh, or you're not jerking off, are you?
No, no, not.
Having a fap to me.
No, no, not. No, get to a good page, and maybe maybe that story will change. But
Yeah.
no, my brother texted me, and uh, among other things. So trying to
Oh,
like
okay.
respond and listen to you, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I'm struggle bus. That's all.
You can only fap on the late night streams. Indeed.
Well, there's a reason I'm not on camera.
Are you in your underwear? Are you naked? Oh man. Is that a picture of They Call Me Nobody? Oh, um that's an actual movie, isn't it? They Call Me Nobody? I don't know.
uh,
Yeah.
1973.
1873.
19.
Oh geez, I was like 1873?
No, this is the first page of the opening narration to our comic slash graphic novel book.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably have to do some whiteout and stuff and then change his expression. But that'll be fine. I don't know why. Yeah. Uh, which is no problem. It's just not fun to ink it though. That's the one thing I do kind of miss about this. Well, I don't miss. I can still like apply it, but just you know, getting this really like high contrast. Oh, cool. Um, getting all this contrast with the black and whites, and yeah, like I really enjoy getting the contrast, which like it maybe somewhere down the road I'll do like a whole just black and white thing. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have the styles. Like some of those black and white pictures you've done are
Yeah.
pretty crazy. That skull one,
Oh yeah, yeah. That one was. Oh,
the
where is that
nightmare
at?
one.
I keep on losing my artwork. I'll like.
Well,
I don't know.
that one's possessed, so that just moves on its own.
Yeah, exactly. It's from the Necronomicon. I felt so out of place when I was drawing that because it was at it was at it was at the exhibition that we had at the art museum where everybody's got up like their nice abstract pictures, their you know their fine art stuff, and I'm sitting there at the front desk drawing this demonic demon. But everyone was like, "Ooh, cool! What's that?" It's weird. I think some people actually want to like the art scene, like the fine art scene. I think people want to just draw and do things like that, but you find that well here in Japan, I don't know, maybe I think a lot of people they look at what the older generation has done and they kind of mimic it. So they're trying to do something that's and you see a lot of them in their pictures they want to do like they just want to draw people or animals or stuff, but they get criticized for doing that, and then they stick to their this like abstract kind of work. And mind you, I love some abstract work if it's I could sit there and look at it and really appreciate it. But yeah, it's I don't know what my point was. Thought I had a point. No, I didn't. I lost it. I lost it. Penguin.
Well, people get pressured into staying in like one genre
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
one.
yeah. And one thing I see with like I see people here who have done the same looking artwork. Um, I mean, mind you, if you're a comic book artist, yes, your artwork does look the same. True, but um, like the same abstract looking artwork for 30, 40, 50 years. And to me, I would go insane doing that because to me, it just seems like what are you trying to achieve with your abstract artwork? Are you trying to get across this message? Are you trying to do something with that to try to convey something? And if you haven't done that within 30, 40, 50 of them, then maybe you should move on to a different thing. But I see people that they do this one kind of abstract piece and it gets popular and people like it. And so they just continuously do that picture over and over and over and over again, just different variations of it. But oh well,
Yeah,
it's
that's what
their life.
Milton just said. I just draw whatever I want, derailed,
Yeah,
detailed
detailed or
or
not.
not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It feels
Well,
good to just draw what you want to draw, paint what you want to paint.
yeah, and I mean, I would think each time you do it, you just do it better, right? So, kind of
Hmm,
seeing how your own skills improve, and you might learn a new trick along the way. And
that's true. I met a cool guy at that Miyazaki exhibition though. He's an art teacher, and he's we basically have the same kind of mindset when it comes to art, and yeah, people are like, "Well, you used to do this. Why don't you do that anymore?" He's like, "I just get kind of tired of doing that. I wanted to try something else." And some people are like, "But why?" And he's like, "Why not?" And then he's constantly trying new things. If he has a crazy idea, he goes with it. He tries it out. You know, which I always admire that. Taking a risk. It's not fun taking a risk sometimes, especially when you find something that people are gravitated towards. They like it, they appreciate it. They way use your lighting in your black. Oh, the way you use your black. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Grant. Uh, why am I getting hungry? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. That's why.
It is hungry time.
It is hungry time. Yeah, but if the black and white could go at this pace where I'm getting like one page done, I could get a couple pages done a day, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I might have asked you this before, but
Uh-huh.
you're just gonna like power through all the black and white ones, or are you gonna?
Yes.
Well, I was
Well,
actually
no,
gonna.
actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna power through this one right here, and I'm gonna take this to the printers tomorrow, and I'm gonna see what they could do as far as I'm gonna do my experimentation tomorrow
Oh, okay, cool.
because I wanna know the process that I'm gonna be working with. Uh,
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, it'd be nice to have a couple finished.
colored ones. Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
yep, yep. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this to the printers tomorrow. Actually, I could probably do it today. Fucking hell, why can't we do it today?
It's only 11 o'clock.
Yep, finish this. I could probably finish this today. Maybe take it around 1 o'clock. Of course, I could mess with the smile afterwards with the colored piece. I might just leave this in the black and white and then mess around with it with the colored piece, if that's cool. Because I could make alterations. I can do it both ways. The thing I don't want to do is I don't want to use like a bunch of whiteout and stuff. And the main reason I don't want to use a bunch of whiteout is because whiteout changes color after time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll turn to like this beige look, this off-white look. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I've been getting into drawing fox people
white?
lately. It's
What
insane.
about white paint?
You can use white paint, but again, you would have to layer it over and over and over and over again. Even the pros, what they'll do is they just use a whiteout pen.
Oh, okay.
So it, I don't know if these whiteout pens are archival or not, but I've seen them use them in their final pieces that they use for commissions. So I guess it's okay. I've watched Fragaboom. He was doing a Batman commission piece, and he had this whiteout, same one, using it um, for you know correcting or not correcting places, but for example, in this black area, this thick black area, he wanted to go back in there and add some highlights. Well, he would just go in there with his whiteout pen and just draw right on top of the black ink, and it's really opaque. Whiteout is extremely opaque. To get that opaque, not opaque, yeah, opaque, but to get that opaque quality out of whiteout is for the weak. It sounds like Conan. Whiteout is for the weak. To get that same kind of uh, opaque value from regular paint, you would you would just have to paint over it over and over again, and you like it's really difficult to make it opaque to the point where you can't see the black ink underneath. Just my experience, but good question. Hello. Oh, think Roger's gone there.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I heard every word.
Sure.
No, you'd have to go over and over, and you'd see the. Yeah. No, just I don't know. I didn't know how
I'm
you
good.
felt about even like doing whiteout. You know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah.
it's like I just didn't know how you felt about that. Uh,
Hmm. I've used it before in pictures. It's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. I try to use it minimal as like as little as possible. But sometimes I get carried away with it because it's just like you start hatching with it. Like, oh, let's just throw this in here. Let's throw that in there. And then you start hatching with it, and then you start doing globs of it all over the place. Ah, yeah. And I think another thing is like it's like this. It was kind of hammered into my head. Like when I was in college, we used erasers as little as possible. Um, so, for example, in one of my drawing classes, we weren't even allowed to use them. Uh,
Gotta draw like super light to start then, huh?
yeah, well, that and you have to concentrate, which is what like whenever I see people working on the computer, they're like, "Oh, Control X, Control X, Control X, Control X." I draw a little bit. Oh, I like that. Control X, Control X. It's like, dude, that's it's like I could equate that to photographers nowadays. Before, you would really have to concentrate on. Uh, you'd really have to set up your shot. You'd have to really concentrate on all the details of the shot. And then once you were really satisfied that, you go in there and you take a couple pictures. Whereas digital nowadays, you're like, okay, just flash, 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 and I'll choose one from there that's kind of nice. And if I don't like how it looks, I'll just crop into it, or I'll take it into Photoshop. And it's just like to me that's kind of infuriating. It's yeah. I look at that and it's like, yeah, no, that's not me.
Just throw a
Yeah,
filter on it.
exactly. If you like it, then throw a filter on it. If you like it, then throw a filter on it. Whoop, oh, oh. I'll stop that.
That's fine. Uh, so Milton is saying you can get some cool looking drawings from like drawing a picture, erasing it, redrawing it, erasing. Sometimes it's
Oh, yeah, yeah,
cool
yeah,
having
definitely.
lines left
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, like, even, uh, what should we call it? One of the guys I saw who did, like, his he was doing it digitally, but he would, like, leave that layer he would leave that layer he would go in there like a layer, and then he would decrease the opacity so you still had those lines there. And he kinda left those as he was, digitally painting on top of it, and, yeah, you could get that same kind of effect with drawing, definitely. It's cool. See your under drawings. Yeah, I don't know, that could be a nice little, aspect of the painting or the picture. Yeah. What oh, 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 oh. Yeah. I when it comes to, like, cloth and stuff, I kinda get abstract with it. I just kinda have fun with it. I want it to look, like, alive.
You said cloth?
Yeah, like fabric.
Oh,
I like
okay.
I like to almost feel like organic.
Organic
Yeah,
cloth.
yeah. This is always like, painting and drawing like this is very cathartic. Yes, I draw with pencils as well. Um, I don't do a lot of final pictures in pencil, but, with me, though, I don't do the, like, HBB, 2B, 4B, like, doing the I see, like, people here in Japan are taught how to do they're taught to do that. I don't like to do it like that. What I do, a B6 oh, yeah, yeah. I use, like, yeah, very, yes, B4, B6, and then I just adjust my pressure that I put on it to get light and darker values. Maybe it's because I'm lazy. I don't like to change from pencil to pencil to pencil. Um, yeah, but I tend to do that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you know you can control it, then
Yeah, yeah,
that's what counts, right?
exactly. Exactamundo. Oh, shit. See, I could feel whenever you're applying the ink like this, you really have to dry it off before you do anything else because it feels sticky if it's not completely dry. and then that means it's going to lift up off the paper or it's going to get onto your hand. Yeah. Yeah, I'll change the expression on this guy later. I'll just keep it like this for now,
Cool.
but I'll go in there and mess around with that. Yeah, but
Yeah.
go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, I mean, big difference between, your first just outline
Yeah.
and then you doing this with the black and whites
Oh,
or
yeah, it's
the bolder lines.
yeah, yeah, it's so much more boom, you know.
Yep.
And yeah, I tend to one of my the professors, Kent Williams, who I always refer to because he was a huge inspiration on me. Um, he he was just all about like he would always critique my work, and he's like the one thing you just got to watch out with is your contours, like the weight of them, varying the weight and applying certain weight to the drawings where to the contour where it needs it, the thickness and varying the thickness and thinness. Um, so I'm always trying to I'm always keeping that in mind whenever I'm doing it. So it's almost like calligraphy. Like if, for example, if you're doing Japanese calligraphy, I'm not a calligrapher at all, but for example, if you were to do, uh, you know, this is what is it? Hold on a second. How do I do that? Oh shit! I just went blank on how to do the kanji. Oh my gosh, that's not good. Hold on a second. Let me look at my phone real quick. Oh no. That's the problem with using smartphones, cell phones, dude. You just forget how your all those studies that you did with writing kanji every day over and over and over, learning all your lettering. Son of a bitch. Let me look it up. How am I forgetting what that looks like? That is so dumb. Nope. Nope. Yeah, okay, that was right. Right, there we go. Sometimes I lose confidence with it too, you know? Yeah, so for example, uh, that one's probably a little too much like that. Uh, yeah, that's the kanji for love. But just like and this is a horrible rendition of it, that shouldn't be like that. I'm sorry. No, I've done something wrong here. No, that's not the kanji for love. What am I
Oh,
doing?
jeez.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm horrible at it. Why am I Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. That's one. Jesus, man. Yeah, so if you notice like this one, there's like no line. It's all just very straight. So if you're concentrating on your contours, the thickness and thinness, you'll vary that. And and you really have to concentrate on the pressure that you put on your pen. That's a better version of it right there. And
Beautiful.
it's like, and um, I try to apply this within my contours on my black and white drawings as well. So like say something down in here, these lower ones, it's all just there's no variation with line width. But I try to I wait until the brush process to apply that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Even just ink with a brush. I mean, I'm never really watched, draw streams or art streams or anything like that, but uh, seems I'm sure it's standard, but it's just like new to me. I've only like seen it with a pen.
Right. Well, with the pen, what happens is you have more control. And what they do with their pen to get line depth is they'll line width is they'll just and I've seen people do this, and I cannot draw like this. It's just so foreign to me. So, for example, let me do it in a 5. Actually,
Well,
I'll do it with a marker.
thanks for joining the chat, Milton. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it, man. So, for example, they'll make a straight line, and then they'll do this to make it thicker. And I can't do that.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's like I'll watch like one person, they'll do like this, and then they'll for each line for hatching, they'll like start like that, and they'll do like that for hatching. And that to me is just a bore.
Yeah.
But some people that's how they're trained. And that's like the classical kind of comic art way to get that. I just don't it's just not me. It's just not how to me that's it feels like work.
Right.
And whenever I'm painting and drawing, I don't want it to feel like work, you know?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that kanji page back because it reminded me. Since you forgot how to write it or whatever. Okay, so in high school, I did like some campaign to be you know, some like leader thing. Okay, I'll
Yeah,
just
right, right.
leave it at that. But there was this like exchange student or something, some Japanese guy, and at the time I was into wrestling, the like WWF stuff,
Yeah.
and Degeneration X. Uh,
Uh-huh.
their little slogan was "Suck it," right?
Right, right.
So I asked this dude, I'm like, "How do you write?" This is, I think, I might have had the internet at this time. I don't know. It was right around there, but I was like, "How do you write 'suck it' in Japanese?" Right? Because I wanted to be clever and sneaky. So
Right.
he gave me this thing, and I made a poster for whatever, and then and then someone else is like, "Why does it say Saki?" He thought I said
Oh.
Saki. So yeah, promoting sake. Hey, I like sake. Doing sake
Uh,
bombs.
yeah. So it would have been whoops. Sake is 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh, you know
5, 6,
sake,
7,
but you
8,
don't know
9, 10.
love.
No, it's weird. Like my brain went on a brain fart. Like, yeah, this is sake. Yeah, sake. There you go. Suck it would be this. Oops, messed up that one. Ignore that part. Suck it. There you go. Suck it.
Thank you. Thank you for this. Where were you? What, 20 years ago?
Why am I doing bad things backwards? Suck it now. There we go.
All right, Milton was right. Why you gay?
Yeah, why gay? Yeah, you're the one that brought it up. You're the one that brought it up. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Ah, man. There we go. Cool. Well, I'm going to ink this today, finish inking this up, and then take it to the printers. And what I'll do is they've got a laser copying machine there. and I'll get the laser copy done, take it back, and then mess around with that. I'll get a couple of them done too. It's gonna work.
Oh, I know it's gonna work. It, it has to work.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, uh, you
I'm
get
gonna
the
have to
whip.
sell. Otherwise, I'm gonna sell a kidney. Bye bye,
Yeah.
kidney. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
What if what kind of work have you been doing to pro like I know you had like a for the there was a link that you put in there for the anti comic
For the what?
for the comic. Was that the
No.
Indiegogo?
Yeah. The link.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I put it towards the beginning.
But the campaign hasn't started yet, though, right?
No, 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 no. That's an email sign up list.
Okay, cool.
So whenever we get close to launching, or
Yeah.
when we do launch, whoever is on that hello Bandito Bane.
Hey,
Uh
what's up, bud? How you doing?
yeah, so yeah, whenever we launch, send out an email to everyone and let them know so that they can back it. Yeah, so I'm actually considering, right? Uh Maybe just doing like maybe
What's up, Juan?
a month on Indiegogo, and then like a month on Kickstarter possibly. So just kind of thinking about that now.
Mm,
Um like two different campaigns basically.
gotcha.
Um the only thing is you'd have to like this is our comic. It's called Anti Steam Junk Western. Sorry, I'm responding to him. Uh we'll be launching in August sometime, and have plenty more for you. It's let's see. So the Anti franchise, right, is going to be ongoing series, but the Steam Junk Western will be a limited series to approximately 1,000 pages, roughly 20 books if they're 50 each. That's that's my speculation. That's my uh I hope, we get to that point, but that's the plan. So forgot what I was saying before that, but yeah.
Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Kickstarter. So basically you'd have to like make a different cover or something. So maybe we have like one main cover, and then like a variant cover for Indiegogo, and then a different variant cover for Kickstarter. Um, Basically, you shouldn't run the same campaign. They were just talking about it today on some show I was watching. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kicking that around because there's different crowds, different audiences, and even talking to that part that John from Part Time Comics, well, he recommended to me in a DM that we go on Kickstarter because they got a lot of foot traffic there, kind of thing.
Mm,
But I mean, a lot of the campaigns I see on there are, aren't aren't quite as big as some of the ones I see on Indiegogo. So I don't know if there's much truth to that, or if it's just whatever that whatever the campaigns that go on Kickstarter, they might not be quite as detailed or
Well, what I'd heard, yeah. Okay, see what Saquon's put in there, Bandit to
yeah,
um,
yeah.
so there was some controversy over there at Kickstarter, um, and I think because of that, a lot of the CG people, um, they don't go there anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There is a rare case, but I don't know if you know any of the stuff of about like John Delarose and Leem. I don't know what his last name, but that Leem guy.
Yeah, I've heard it in some people's talk about some streams. I do not know all the details about it.
Basically, I don't know. I think it's just over some like one character named like the Orange Tyrant or something like that. Uh,
Right.
or like or or like someone calls someone an Orange Tyrant, something to that extent. But
Yeah.
so this Liam guy basically was like false flagging. I th- to my knowledge, allegedly, whatever you want to say, as a
Mhm.
forewarning, but um, false flagging his Indiegogo campaign. So they shut him down, but uh, Kickstarter allowed it. Uh, so he's one of the rare cases of running a Kickstarter and not an Indiegogo. That's for
Oh, okay, okay.
outside reasons.
Gotcha.
But I mean, like Billy Tucci, he he said he does like a Indiegogo first, or no, he does a well, his like Kickstarter's just closings, but I think
Mhm.
it's still going. So I think he does a Kickstarter first, which pays, you know, it pays for that, and then basically the Indiegogo, and then whatever you make from the Indiegogo is basically just profit. So um, some people do it that way. I'm considering it. I don't know. I'm just I don't know how much I don't know. I don't know how much, like promotion and campaigning we should actually be or, will actually occur. Not that
Mhm.
we should be doing all of it, right? But I mean 60 days for an active campaign, and then it can also be in a demand, which I don't necessarily want to do, but I don't know. Lots of options.
I hear you there.
I mean, obviously, you want it to be available for as long as possible, uh, and in as many places as possible, right?
Right.
And if there's two different audiences for the different platforms, then you want to be accessible to everyone.
Got you there. The more eyes, the better.
Yeah. So, again, just more to consider.
I hear you.
I swear, man, just adding, those thicker lines, and it's like night and day almost.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
This is
just so
this
much
has been
more vibrant and eye catching.
yeah, it's been a lot of practice. Um, and well, this is what I'm going to be doing on a daily basis. Juan, I haven't watched basketball forever. I stopped watching sports about 3 years ago. I used to watch everything. I used to watch basketball, football, baseball. I used to be on fantasy leagues, and I just cut it all out. Um, yeah, but congratulations. Even though I fucking hate the Warriors.
Yeah,
In my opinion, the Warriors changed the game of basketball. Um, all because of Steve Curry, well, mainly Steve Curry, because of his
the
three-point
three
shooting.
point. Yep.
Yep, the three-point shot is now like I went back and looked up the percentages of three-point shot attempts because I was getting sick of watching. One of the reasons I stopped watching basketball. There's other reasons I stopped watching it because LeBron's a complete dick. Um, but yeah, I was like, man, the game has changed. It feels so much more like, all right, let's just get it down to the 3-point line, take a shot, we miss it. Oh well. Let's not worry about going down to the paint and using our brawn or calling up these plays and getting you know a guy down close to the basket to get a shot. It was just like, okay, let's run it down, take a shot at three, miss it, play defense, go back, repeat, and rinse. And I was like, is it just me that's noticing this? So I went and looked at the stats, and holy cow, like it used to be in the 3-point attempts were like in the, you know, 10 to 12%, and then it's like up to 30%. So it's almost tripled. I was like, that's it. That's what and I grew up, you know,
You said it tripled.
yeah, it
Oh
tripled.
my god.
I was like, that's what it was. That's why it annoying me. I was like, why are you just going down? But that's the thing. That's like, okay, but they've done their math and they've come up with the conclusion that yeah, you can go down and you can make all those 2 points. But if you for every, for example, if you're the attempt and then the 3-point attempts and the um, field goal percentage by shooting more threes, you're going to win. Basically, that's what they came up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that changed the game.
Yeah. So I guess, hey, you said you were playing poker, so I mean, you probably
Yeah.
don't know strategy to the extent that I do,
No, not at all.
but so like I don't know. Recent recent history, uh it's
All right, man.
become even more of a they're called like solvers basically. Like it's called GTO, game theory optimization or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And like what what should you do with this hand in this spot?
Right.
A percentage of the time, whatever. So speak like it's less about, you know, reads and uh like playing the player where you're just kind of like you already have a set uh kind of action for whatever, like,
Yeah, like a
you
game
know,
plan for whenever this situation arises.
yeah, for different hands and whatever
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
So very, again, it kind of like changed the game. So it's
Right.
I mean, it happens, especially
Yeah.
with more computers, more technology, uh going back to basketball. But like I was never really into it too much. But I was in I was in Iraq. Let's see. This would have been like '06. Uh yeah, so like and I'm from Detroit, so like the Pistons were
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah.
like I had nothing else to do out there either, so we had like, it's called like Armed Forces Network, and you got like 10 channels and they randomly play like different stuff from America. So
Right.
uh they usually were pretty good about sports telecasts and definitely like playoffs and stuff like that. So I had a good little run. I definitely got into them after that.
Yeah,
They were also a successful team at that point,
yeah,
but
the Pistons, yeah.
well, they won like 2 or 3 championships in the like the mid to late 2000s, I guess.
Mhm. Remember that big
Yeah,
brawl?
yeah, yeah. The Malice in the Palace, baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, what
watching
was that
Pistons.
Ron Artest, right?
Yeah, Ron Artest, yeah.
Uh, yeah, they had like Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, uh, Tayshaun Prince. That was the other guy. So it was
Yeah,
like their the starting five. Yeah.
yeah. Shit, Tayshaun Prince, he played for Kentucky.
Oh, 2004. Oh, maybe they. Oh, conference titles. So five.
Yeah,
Huh.
that was a black eye on basketball.
Oh, 04. Okay, so I guess that was my first deployment. Oh,
How many
05,
times were you out?
twice. Uh, it's also weird trying to like.
It's weird.
No, it is weird. I hate. This is why I don't like here. This is why I don't like sports because they'll have a season, right? But the season starts the year before 89, 80. I don't know. Yeah, 88, 89. Okay, whatever. No, I'm just
Yeah, yeah,
reading
it'll
something.
start
I'm
the year
reading
before. Yeah,
reading
yeah.
something else.
And it
So it's
starts.
it's
Mhm,
when it ends. It's not when it starts. So whatever.
right.
So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. They were good. They were good around the mid uh aughts, shall we say? So uh got into him then. Went to a couple games when I got home, and then they kind of fell apart. So stopped watching. But
Gotcha.
basketball's I don't know. I don't like basketball either because it's like kind of like wake me up like second round of the playoffs. You know,
Right.
like for one, the regular season doesn't matter too much. Uh, First round of playoffs is basically a blowout for
Yeah.
the top 14, well, top three teams, and then whatever 4 and 5 can kind of battle it out. But uh, I don't know, too many, probably too many teams and not enough talent
I hear you there.
for the whole league. And I mean, that's a lot of sports in general. Yeah, when I got home in '07, like all I would do was listen to like sports talk radio.
Hmm.
I was big into everything. Uh, and then it all just kind of,
Faded away.
yep.
Yeah, I was the same. I'd watch ESPN religiously. I'd yeah, I'd keep track of all the scores, keep track of who was where everybody was going. I knew their stats, and then faded away. I just had the impulse to make all this around him black, to really hone in on his expression here.
You're too impulsive.
I am. I'll just change it. I don't care.
I don't care either. I was
Yeah,
just kidding, but
yeah. And I could go in there with the coloring later and kind of mess with that if I want to. That option is open.
well, I mean that that might even be covered up with a word bubble, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, of course, of course.
so yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not gonna be doing any word bubbles on these.
No,
Uh,
no, no. That'll all be done on computer. I've already got a bunch of fonts and everything picked out, and I've been yeah, looking at those. So,
well, no, I'm thinking more so for like selling these and even like the like the color ones. Those there's not gonna be words on those either.
no, no, there's not gonna be words on those at all. The only time that there might no, I wouldn't even draw them in there. I would draw them separately and kind of, like, put them in there. If they're handwritten, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna yeah, I'll draw them and put them in there later. I've got an idea of what I want it to look like.
that's good.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm trying to think of any possible problems with this scenario, but uh, it should be fine, right?
With what? Like
I mean,
adding words in?
just well, I mean, I guess if people are selling finished pieces and stuff like that, but
Oh, yeah, yeah,
they're
I wouldn't
doing the word, the lettering digitally.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, should be fine. Should be good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think nowadays people don't expect to see it on the, they don't expect to see it on, um, uh, the physical drawing. They don't expect to see it. Ethan Van Sciver doesn't put it on his. I don't think most people do at all.
Um, yeah. Uh, so I guess you'd have to do the same if we're doing a black and white book also,
I
having to do the word bubbles on those.
mean, it's gonna basically be in the same place. But for black and white, for example, if the word is in color, we just turn it to black and white. Easily done on Illustrator, which I have.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. The only I'm I know there's problems that are gonna arise that we haven't thought of yet, and but yeah, it's just all, it's a journey, learning experience.
Um, I think it was like Shelley Lopresti, I think.
Uh-huh.
Shelley. Uh, put out a video of like how to prepare like your black and whites or something like that on like Photoshop or whatever he
Uh,
was using. Uh, I don't know, something about whatever, like a 14-minute video, something
mhm.
about not like multiplying the layer, but doing something else with it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
We had to do that when we were in, in college with Photoshop, and then, making sure you have your true blacks. Yeah.
Well, he also did a thing where he could make the lines like a different color.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Mhm.
okay. Well, there you go. You
Well,
already
I
know
would
this
I would have
stuff.
to no, I don't know all of it. I don't.
Oh,
I practiced it when I was in college, but that was a century ago. So I've heard of it, but I haven't done it for a long time. But I'm pretty sure it's like the choice of blacks that you use in Photoshop. There's one that it gives a different color of black whenever it goes to the printers. It's like a coated black and then like another one. But it's a good thing that you brought that up because I would. But the thing is, I'm not going to be working in Photoshop. No. Oh,
Well,
the printers too. Yeah.
if you're scanning the black and whites in, uh, wouldn't you be working digitally on something, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. But my
Yeah.
scanner has software as well, to where I could go ahead and uh, get them at an optimal form before I even scan them in. And if needs be, I could go into Photoshop and adjust them, but I usually don't because I have them at a like the quality I get them in at off of my scan always seems to really work out well. But again, maybe it also depends on the printer that you go to as well. Have you talked to the printer recently?
No, actually, I sent him an email. He hasn't responded, so
Okay.
uh, that was a while ago. So maybe I'll. And like I respond, I like respond to like tweets. I don't know, and he doesn't like acknowledge me, notice me,
Huh.
senpai. Yeah. So I don't know if we were going back and forth a little bit, and then I didn't like message him for a month. I mean, I told him that we're looking to print in like October, so there's no like
Yeah.
real rush for anything. So I didn't like message him for a month, and then I
Mhm.
sent it, and he never responded. So uh, I will have to reach out to him again.
All right.
What is this dude's name? It was not Lopresti. It was Shelby Robertson. That's who
Okay.
I was. That's who I was looking for.
We're calling you out, Pilgrim.
No,
I'm
no,
just
that's
joking.
no, that's the black and white the video I was looking for.
All right. Well, Tom, I'm almost done here, and it's just hit 12 o'clock. It's about lunchtime. Um, again, I'm going to work with that expression up at the top, but this one down here looks pretty good.
Yeah, looking great.
Yeah, this is the fun part right here, where you kind of like you get in and you start making the stuff up as you go. Yeah, I'm
Just
glad I made
winging
that.
it.
Yeah, I'm glad I made that light box though. That's a essential.
You are so smart.
I'm not.
Oh, you're making light boxes and computer arms and webcam holders and uh, headphone
I'm
rests.
MacGyvering it, man.
Yeah,
No, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make my workstation professional and uh, 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 in a budget, if you get me.
yeah.
There you go.
In the Marines, we said adapt and overcome. So
Exactly,
there you
exactly.
go.
Which I love doing. Like if there's a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook as my DJ revolves it.
Oh wow.
Dum boom, dum dum, dum dum boom,
Wicka wicka
dum dum.
wicka.
Hope I don't get copyrighted for that.
Hello, deplorable doll.
Oh, hello.
Incredible work. I hope
Thank
you have
you.
a lovely lunch.
Thank you. My stomach's growling right now, and it's my mind's telling me no, but my stomach's telling me yeah. There you go. Did I tell you I like to sing?
Yeah.
Not good at
Uh,
it, but I like to do
I
it.
can't I can't read that. Whatever low spec.
Oh, he says Jozu. That says good job. You're good, Jozu.
Oh,
The
good
first one
job.
means ue. Actually, no. Hmm? No, that's Joto. Joto. Sorry, which means yeah, good job. Basically, Joto, right? Yeah, Joto.
Joto.
Yeah.
I know Yata. That's I know
Ata.
Yata and Nani. That's what I know.
Nani? Yeah, Joto is like very good. Good on ya. Well, Jozu would be like Jozu. Sorry, I looked over it, and the first thing that you see like this, so Jozu, that's the one that means this is a good job. Yeah. Well, both of them mean good job, but Jozu da ne, like, wow, you're very good at that. Johto, it's like, that's good. Looking nice, I guess. Yeah. All right, man. I think I'm gonna hang up the spurs here and try to have some lunch and then go out and get to the printers before I'm so hungry, starving. Um, oh, the stomach is just growling. I can't even concentrate right now. I should probably put down the pen or the brush. Um, yeah, so I can make it out to the printers and get that. I might have to go tomorrow. I'll probably shoot for tomorrow and then do some tests on it. Do it on a couple of different kinds of paper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smart.
yeah. Perfect, superior.
Well, I
There we go.
am digging it, dude. I'm loving the look. Even the black and white, you know what I mean? Like there's almost I don't know.
No need for color.
Well, there's almost a need for like one color,
Yeah, yeah, monotone.
but like black and white. Hey, what's black and white and red all over?
Uh, Zebra going through a meat grinder.
Sure. uh, Sometimes it's the New York Times, but who knows?
I always remember the Snow White one of that, but the very perverted one. But oh well.
Uh,
All right.
Lots of
Yep.
outcomes, lots of possible outcomes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We haven't decided yet. We don't know what's going to look like at the end.
I mean, I'm just saying, like your thumbnails and definitely the new stuff. Your matte medium. I
Yeah.
mean, I definitely want you to do all that. Like, you know what I mean? But even I'm just saying,
Oh, dude, I
your
completely understand you.
your black and white will sell uh
Yeah.
by itself. So I'll
Mm,
just leave it at that.
I hear you. There we go. We'll call that one for a day. Yeah, yeah. So that's another decision that we'll have to make down the road. But the good thing about not doing like coloring directly onto these and okay, see, that's why we don't. Yeah, using Johto. Low Spec was saying he's in Okinawa, and
Mhm.
they do different have like a different vernacular there. Um, that makes sense because yeah, around here people just say Jozu, Johto. I never hear people say that. Um, yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of things that we'll have to make decisions as we're going on. And the good thing about getting it printed onto a paper with the laser jet printer will give me the option to do different media studies, and then we can, work with what we like. But if I go at this pace, just keep on going at this pace, we'll have something for everybody to start backing in August. Then,
Yep.
how's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. Well, I'm going to call it a day there. thanks for everybody for dropping by. Roger, you want to push anything? Give a little spill out for the book, or
No,
yeah.
I think your work is speaking for itself.
Oh, yeah.
It's a steam junk western. It's a western
Yep.
with steam and junk. So there you go.
Yeah, yeah. Matane. Yeah. See you later there, Louis Spec. Oh, thanks all. Oh, thank you so much for always dropping by, man. It's always a pleasure to see you here. And yeah, I'm gonna try to do these live art streams for the comic book every week, probably this time. This is probably the best time for me. And then like I'm not going to do every single page from the book on here. Like some of those I'll just be doing, at a coffee shop or at the drafting table. But every Monday, probably around this time in the morning, I'll throw down and start working on a spread.
Well,
Okay.
I'll just put this out there that I distracted you a lot with
No, no,
questions and
no. This helps. That helps.
well,
That
I mean
helps
I'm
a
saying
lot.
with like the ink and
Nope.
you doing all that kanji stuff and all that
No, no, that's not a
so
distraction. That like,
well, I'm
dude,
just saying you could
yeah.
get these like a page done in like an hour and a half.
Well,
Like you
yeah, what helps though is like whenever if I'm doing this live, and no offense to anybody out there, it's difficult. No offense. I don't mean to be like seem like I'm rude, but whenever you're here talking, and then you're reacting to the chat as I'm painting, it allows me to concentrate on this work here more. You know what I mean?
well, I'm
And
happy to
then you
help.
shoot the shit with me. Yeah, it works. It helps. Yeah, it helps the process go by. So yeah, happy with this. Looking good. And then dry it off. And then you can, I don't know. Do you want me to erase these blue? Should I keep on the blue pencil under drawing? I mean that kind of gets it a look to itself as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean I can't really tell all that much.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think it's nice to kind of keep them there.
yeah,
What?
it's like
Yeah,
subtle detail.
yeah, yeah. But it shows that it's been used for a comic book, and it shows kind of the process, which is nice. And it shows that he didn't actually just go exactly down with what he drew. He kind of uh, went off the map and added and subtracted. So, it'd be nice little aspect to leave there.
Leave it.
I think it's cool.
Says
I'm
low
gonna leave it.
spec.
Yeah, I'll leave it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it then. All right, man. Thanks everybody for coming by. Hope to see you around next Monday. I'll probably doing I'm still getting work prepared for art expo in Tokyo uh, in 2 weeks. So I'm going to balance working on this and probably doing another live stream either uh, sometime during the week. I haven't decided yet. Just on a different piece, but yeah, gonna be doing a little bit of juggling. But hope you guys can make it out there to see that too. And thanks for hopping on the stream right there, Tom.
You
Appreciate it,
are
man.
welcome.
And until next time, have a good week, people.
See
See
you.
you later. Bye bye.